So today we're talking about ECI. What is ECI? It's a Early Childhood Intervention Services program within Texas. It is a statewide program available to most families. This program is designed for children from birth all the way to 3 years of age. ECI services help children up to 36 months. After that, they will talk about next steps you can take if you still need the services. How will my child qualify for the services? To be eligible for ECI program, your child must meet one of the following criterias. They will be medically diagnosed and determined to have a condition that will require the help from the services. If your child was medically diagnosed and has a condition that can cause development delays, your child can qualify for the services. Your child will qualify for additional services if they will fit into the diagnosis from the list. How does my child qualify for services? Additionally, they have to pass a type of test or fail the test where they will require help with speech, developmental delays, and physical development. Additionally, if they are deaf, hard of hearing, blind, or visually impaired, they will automatically qualify for the services. How are the services provided? So, a professional nurse practitioner or a physical therapist or a case manager will come out to your location, or you can meet in other places to receive the services. So there's a family-centered service, family setting, case management, and planning for the next steps. Family-centered services are based on the needs and concerns of each family, and the child in the ESI program will receive the services at their family home. Again, the case manager can just come out to the daycare or a school setting and provide services there. And of course, the last step is to plan for the next step after the 3 years of age if the child still requires the services. Next, we're going to talk about who will provide the services. So, a team of licensed, certified professionals will evaluate the child and plan to provide the services. Once the child was approved for the services, these professionals will come out and see the child. It can be an early interventionalist or a specialist, speech and language pathologist, physical occupational therapist, psychologist, a registered nurse, a dietitian, social worker, or a counselor. A child and the family member will initially see probably all of them, and then you can schedule your services and see who comes out and see the child next. Um, I do highly recommend these services. When my child was younger, we were able to qualify for these services ourselves. And so what happened was initially the service came out to the home and evaluated the child there and met with the child and provided some services at the house. Um, one, when it came down to his physical development, we would meet at the park setting and use the equipment in the park to help the child develop his physical needs, such as walking, climbing, balance, that kind of stuff. Who are the services provided for? ECI providers work with the child and the family where they live and they play. Services are provided in the home and in the community, which could include child care centers, grocery stores, park, and restaurants. So if you don't feel comfortable bringing the services to your home, you can meet outside the home, which is very convenient. They can even come to the child's school or daycare and work with the child there as well. It's a really good service, and I highly recommend you reach out to them, evaluate your child, and if your child is determined to have these needs and to qualify for the service, I would definitely take advantage of it and receive the service. Now, the last thing we're going to talk about is how to pay for the services. ECI asks families who can afford to share a cost of service. This is called a family cost share plan. The amount of family that pays for the service is determined by using a sliding scale and is based on family size, income, and allowable deductions. No child or family will be turned away because of the inability to pay. Um, when we received the service, I do not remember how much we paid for the service, but it was very affordable, and I do believe that it has helped the child to develop his um, speech abilities and physical abilities. At the time, he was a little bit behind on some of his developmental milestones, and so that is another thing I would do to evaluate your child to see if they're on par with their developmental milestones. And if not, I would refer um, to the website for the ECI services and take the test and see if the child qualifies for the services by not being where they should be in their milestones. So that will be it. Thank you so much for listening. Take care.